You might have heard of some dangerous, brutal, and wicked bike clubs, but the club about which we are going to talk today has surely crossed all limits and is on a whole different level. They created a name for themselves among all the savage clubs and asserted a never-seen dominance. Were they even stronger than the Hells Angels? They were alleged to keep their wives as prostitutes and treat them as mere possessions. The club is known as none other than the Outlaws Club MC. The beginning of this club was in 1935 with a drink in Matilda's bar on Old Route 66 in McCook, Illinois. Founded during the Great Depression, the club initially focused on the love of motorcycling and the camaraderie among its members. There was nothing wrong back then, but it all changed when in 1950 they moved to Chicago and renamed their club as Chicago Outlaws Club. The Chicago Outlaws, like all Outlaws MC chapters, proudly displayed the club's iconic black and white colors, adorned with a skull and crossed pistons as their primary patch. They also used top and bottom rockers to indicate their chapter name and location. There was a gradual change in the reputation of this club, and by the 1960s, the Outlaws became a scary name. Over the years, the Chicago Outlaws grew in size and influence and gained control over several parts of the city. This also led to a change in how they treated women. Women were objectified and were not given any value. There was a guy named Joe Spaziano whose actions will generally make you feel bad and disgusted. We will bring that in the later part of the video though. The Outlaws Motorcycle Club formed smaller groups in different places. These smaller groups are called chapters. Each chapter is like a local club within the larger Outlaws Club. It maintains a presence through various chapters in the United States and around the world. These chapters are semi-autonomous but adhere to the rules of the national organization. Each chapter, often representing a specific geographic area, operates under its leadership, following the club's customs and traditions. However, the Outlaws MC, including its chapters, has faced significant controversies in law enforcement due to allegations of criminal involvement. These allegations have resulted in arrests, prosecutions, and ongoing conflicts with rival motorcycle clubs, particularly the Hells Angels, which is our next topic. The rivalry between the Outlaws Motorcycle Club and the Hells Angels Motorcycle Club has been marked by numerous incidents of violence and conflict over the years. These incidents range from territorial disputes to deadly clashes. There was an intense and dangerous competition between the two organizations. In the 1980s and 1990s, a series of bombings, shootings, and brutal brawls occurred between the clubs, resulting in casualties on both sides. The infamous Great Nordic Biker War during the 1990s, which spanned multiple European countries, saw a significant escalation in violence, with bombings and assassinations attributed to this feud. Additionally, in the United States and Canada, members from both clubs have been involved in violent confrontations, often fueled by disputes over drug trafficking, extortion, and control of lucrative criminal enterprises. Law enforcement agencies have heavily monitored and targeted both clubs due to their alleged involvement in organized crime. One notable incident during this period was the murder of a Hells Angels member named Gary Tobin in the UK. Tobin was shot and killed while riding his motorcycle on the M40 motorway in England in August 2007. This murder was linked to the rivalry between the Hells Angels and the Outlaws, and it received significant media attention. The murder of Gary Tobin was one of the high-profile violent acts during the ongoing conflict between these two motorcycle clubs. It exemplifies the deadly nature of the feud, with both clubs involved in a series of violent confrontations and retaliatory actions during this period. This was the life of a man of the Outlaw Club, but you will be shocked to hear about the devastating condition of the women. In the world of outlaw motorcycle clubs, women often play a secondary role. These clubs are typically run by tough, resilient men who have overcome various challenges. Women in this environment understand that they need to balance a certain level of submissiveness with inner strength to earn respect. They're also aware of the challenges they may face if they speak out of turn. In this complex setting, women are cautious, knowing that their actions could have consequences. Some women manage to gain respect within the club by showing their strength and determination, but not all receive recognition. Many women remain in the background, with their opinions ignored, and they're expected to be seen but not heard. Women in these clubs sometimes experience domestic violence, which they often keep hidden due to fear or social norms. Some may even be forced into prostitution or human trafficking, generating profits for the club. The process often begins with the recruitment of vulnerable women who may be enticed by the promise of protection, financial stability, or a sense of belonging within the club. Once recruited, women can be subjected to manipulation, emotional coercion, or physical threats to ensure their compliance. They may be made to feel indebted to the club for protection or other perceived benefits. In some cases, women are coerced or forced into prostitution. The club may control every aspect of their lives, from where they live to whom they interact with. Refusing compliance can result in violence, harm, or even death. Darcy Faust, the woman who lived 17 months with convicted killer Joseph "Crazy Joe" Spaziano, says he was nothing like the pathetic victim of injustice portrayed by lawyers. Instead, Darcy Faust says the dead-eyed biker was an erratic, vicious man who paced the floor night after night, disappearing for hours and often fretted about being executed. Once, he returned home bloody. Once, she danced for a black man at the Inferno, and an outlaw told Crazy Joe he gave her a choice of punishment: pull a train, outlaw vernacular for a gang rape, or be punched by 5 club members. Faust accepted what she thought was the lesser punishment. She dutifully sat on the edge of her bed and allowed the bikers to take turns punching her in the face. All the while, Faust could hear her baby crying in the next room. "It didn't take me but one day to get biker smart," Faust said, bristling at the suggestion she was Spaziano's girlfriend. "He knew where my family lived. I had no car, no job, and I had to worry about baby formula. I wasn't there by choice." Hearing this cruelty and inhuman nature, one slogan feels accurate: God may forgive you, but outlaws won't.